Hi guys, Steph here. Now there's a couple of reasons for this particular video. Now the first one being that I get lots and lots of messages from my viewers asking me for advice about buying restored vintage fountain pens. Now obviously what they're doing, they're looking on a famous website or a auction site. They're looking at pens, and the pen sort of states in the description XYZ pen, fully restored, fully working, lovely, etc, etc, etc. Now I've looked on that particular website that I do regular, and I've seen pens that are stated to have been fully restored and fully working, etc. I look at the photographs, I enlarge them, and well, obviously, you know, I actually restore pens, that's what I actually do, but I actually see on them pictures that that pen is not fully restored. So what is a fully restored pen? Now a restored pen is not a pen that somebody picks up in the wild and they wipe it over with a damp cloth and then sell it as a restored fountain pen. There's a lot more involved in restoring pens. Now another reason for the video is people sort of send me messages, and as on my recent pen haul, they like to see the pens after I've actually restored them. So, you know, there's two reasons for this particular video. Now let's get back to the restored pens. Again, I get people that send me messages and they say, Stefan, I'm actually looking at this particular pen on eBay, this is the number, take a look at it, it's fully restored, whatever. I take a look at it, and as I say, by enlarging the photographs, I can see there's certain little things on that pen that are not right and that have not been restored. So okay, I understand there's people out there that have got a budget, they haven't got a lot of money to buy a pen with, but if you can, pay a little bit more than you originally wanted to and buy from a reputable dealer. Buy a fully restored pen. I actually get a lot of pens sent to me, or I have done in the past. I've had people that have actually bought pens on that famous auction site. They've got the pen and then they've sent it to me to have it restored. Now obviously I don't do it for nothing, I have to charge them. Now by the time they get the pen back, they've actually paid, in my opinion, more than they actually could have bought a good restored pen from a reputable dealer. So in effect, buying a cheap pen, in my opinion, is a false economy. Again, if you haven't got the money, if you haven't got the budget, fine, there's no problem with it. But if you're seriously looking to buy a fully restored pen, save yourself a little bit more money and pay a little bit more than you envisaged from, you know, your original price that you had in mind, and pay that little bit extra for a good restored pen from a reputable dealer. As I say, in my opinion, it's a false economy buying a cheap one and then sending it to somebody to have it restored. Obviously they'll charge you, and at the end of the day, in some cases you will pay more than if you actually bought the pen fully restored in the first place. Now to give you an example, we showed you a recent pen haul that I actually bought, my Saturday pen haul, my last video, and again this is where people want to see sort of the pens after I've actually done them. Now obviously I've not done them all, I've actually spent the whole sort of weekend and today, and I've finished 3. So again, well, this is a Parker demi-fold that we showed you. It's a Parker demi-fold. It's in this lovely black, classic black. You can see it's got the barrel imprint there. It's got a lovely chevron cap clip there, and a cap band and a cap clip there, which is a standard Parker arrow clip. If we undo it, give you a little bit of a twirl. So basically this is showing people the pens when I've actually finished them. We've got a lovely Parker New Haven nib there, and if we turn it round, There you go, you can see even the feed is nice and clean. This is an aerometric. You can see I've cleaned the sack inside. So again, two-pronged attack if you like. This is showing people pens that I've actually restored from, as I say, from my recent pen haul. But it's also trying to show you, in my opinion, a restored vintage fountain pens. Now when I do my pens, I do them as I would expect to receive them in my own collection. Now they don't just consist of, again, a wipe over with a damp cloth. There's a lot more involved in restoring a vintage fountain pen. Again, I've shown you a video how to polish it. I do numerous stages for polishing the pen. I actually remove all the fine scratches. Some cases they may have a deep scratch that I fill. What we also do, the whole pen is dismantled. In this particular case, the sack protector's removed, the sack's cleaned, it's reinstalled. Obviously the feed, the nib, the feed is taken out, that is fully cleaned, even down to the channel in the feed is totally cleaned on all pens. The nib, again, fully cleaned and polished. In some cases, as with this gorgeous, well, this is the Croxley pen, again in this lovely classic black. I've actually shown you these pens before, so if you want more detail, go and have a look at them. So all I'm trying to do is sort of kill two birds with one stone here by sort of showing you, if you like, what I personally consider to be a fully restored pen. And also to show people, as I say, people like to see, once the pen's finished, they like to see them. So again, if we show the nib on this one, I don't know, hopefully you can see, it says the Dickinson product, a lovely nib. Again, the feed at the back has been cleaned, and again the channel in the feed is cleaned. In this particular case, the feed had to be heat set. The flow wasn't very good, so we had to heat set the feed. So you know, restoring a pen, it takes quite... Oh, another thing we had to do in this one, the nib was slightly bent at the tip there, so what we've done, we've straightened the nib as well. Okay, so all these things that we're actually talking about, and again, you know, putting a new sack in the pen, these are all part of restoring a fountain pen. In this particular case, although the top there, this was discoloured, this needed polishing, so it actually came out and matched the lovely black cap, because they do tend to discolour. And on these particular pens, the Croxleys, this, although the cap just simply unscrews, I say simply, they are one hell of a stubborn stud to remove. Now, if I just show you my thumb, there you go. Some people say to me, oh, haven't you got horrible hands? Well, the reason I've got sort of, you know, horrible hands is that I'm restoring pens and I'm doing other things, and occasionally you get these. This is actually a blister, and the reason I got the blister is because I had to hold this cap with rubber, and it was so stubborn that the rubber caused me to have a blister. So, you know, them are the injuries that you get, if you like, when you're actually restoring fountain pens. So that's the Croxley fountain pen. So again, new sack, you know, discolouring needed to be taken out. It's obviously had a polish. All the scratches have been taken out. It's in absolutely beautiful, stunning condition. The feed had to be heat set. The nib, we had to adjust and straighten the nib, etc. But as you can see now, it is an absolutely stunning fountain pen. And again, when I actually sort of sell this pen, it'll be sold as a fully restored fountain pen. And incidentally, because it's fully restored and it obviously takes quite a bit of work, then if you like, that's, you know, that's why you have to pay a little bit more, because you do have to pay for somebody to do this. It's not, you know, it's not an easy job. It is a little bit boring as well, but it is meticulous, and it is, well, there's quite a bit of work involved in it. It's not just wiping it down as I said earlier, with a damp cloth. Another pen, what I've done, I found a box for this one because this particular pen has already found a new home. So if we take it out for you, as you can see, it's an absolutely gorgeous, stunning Parker 61 custom fountain pen with these two sort of grey jewels to the cap and the end of the barrel. It's got a 1 in 10 12 carat roll gold cap, the recognisable clip there, as I say, the jewel, absolutely stunning. As you can see, you won't find any scratches on this particular pen because again it's been fully restored. Now let's take the cap off, let's give you a twirl. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful pen. As I say, what we've done, we've found a box for this one because this one is leaving today to go to its new home. Again, restoration. This one's a capillary filler, which means that if it's been used, it's got ink inside. This one has been totally disassembled. It's been, the hood's been taken off, the collector inside, the nib, the feed channel, everything has been cleaned, ultrasonically cleaned. It's then been assembled. Sorry, before it was assembled, the capillary filler here has had to been, it's been flushed. And that doesn't mean just simply running water through it once or twice. It literally took me, well, it didn't take me, I didn't have to, but I took half a day with a bulb, flushing and flushing and flushing it with water. It ran clear, but we still flushed and flushed and flushed to clear the capillary filler. So, as I said, all been disassembled, it's been polished. You know, again, you won't find any scratches on this one. You can see we've got the inlaid arrow there. Absolutely beautiful condition, fully polished. As I say, this one's found a new home. But what I'm trying to say is that the restoration of this pen was not just simply giving it a wipe with a damp cloth and then selling it as a fully restored pen. All these pens get totally disassembled. Every little part gets cleaned. Where necessary, in my opinion, they get polished and then they are reassembled and then they're sold as a fully restored vintage fountain pen. So what I'm trying to say to you people, the people that say, well, I'm looking at buying this particular pen, it's been restored, will you look at it and see what you think? In a lot of cases, although the description says they're restored, in my opinion, you know, maybe they've been wiped over or whatever. They're not fully restored. These are fully restored pens. These are pens that are done to a level that I personally would expect to receive them. Occasionally I'll sell a pen that has not been restored, it's sold as seen, fine, then you may need to do a little bit of work. But when I sell them as fully restored, what you can expect is a pen that has been fully restored to the highest level. Now, obviously I sell pens all around the world. There's people out there from across the waters that you've got local people, you've got local men or ladies that restore pens. Don't be shy, contact them for a bit of advice. But at the end of the day, what I personally recommend, if you are seriously considering to purchase a restored vintage fountain pen, then pay that little bit more for a good fully restored pen from a reputable dealer. As I say, it'll cost you more than just bidding £50 or whatever on eBay, because what will happen then is you'll get the pen in your hand or you'll unwrap it from its packaging, you'll look at it and it'll have issues. It'll have issues and then you'll say, I need to send it to somebody to, if you like, repair these issues. They will charge you. At the end of the day, what you pay for that particular pen in a lot of cases will be more than if you just bought the pen fully restored in the first place. So my advice to you people that contact me, okay, I do understand people haven't got the money, times are hard. If that's the case, then maybe get a less expensive pen, I don't know. But if you can afford it, pay that little bit extra, buy from a reputable dealer and buy something that is already fully restored, and what you'll get is many years of enjoyable writing with your particular pen. So I hope that helps you people that send me these messages. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these pens here, the people that like to see the pens restored afterwards. So don't be shy. If you want, leave a comment. If you've got anything to say, you know, say it down below. But for now, I'll just simply say bye bye now.